Howdy folks, I'm Brunick Gilmont, gracefully gathering glistening green glass globes.
I'm Amber.
And here are more glass green globes for us to gather up because we're about to summon some more Reddit into our lives, and this is part of the ritual. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for wanting to break up with my boyfriend because he gave his girl best friend a key to his flat and not me? Throwaway account. I'm a 25-year-old female and my boyfriend is a 28-year-old male, and we have been together for over a year. I love this man. He has never outright been like this, but I now think that I don't know him at all. I feel like every single time that I have voiced my opinions about boundaries, he and Leah have pole vaulted over them. His best friend Leah, fake name, and him have been best friends since they were 18. However, Leah had been temporarily living in a city different from ours for 2 years. My boyfriend and I met when Leah was not living here, but she permanently moved back about a month ago, with almost 6 months of my boyfriend running back and forth, getting a flat ready, moving stuff from her parents' house to said flat, and us spending weekends not doing anything but on hour-long calls with Leah, who ignored me the whole time except to make jokes about how capitalism is a slow poison. I work in tech. I said nothing. He has maintained that they are best friends, and I felt like if Leah was a man, I wouldn't have minded so much, and I only scolded myself. My boyfriend changed his locks last week. He didn't tell me why, and now I have to call him or ring the doorbell when I arrive. I thought that it was okay because I'm not entitled to my boyfriend's flat's key. But yesterday, it took him about 15 minutes just to open the door, and we had plans with Leah and my sister. When Leah turned up, my boyfriend was still not taking my calls and not answering the doorbell either, and I was getting concerned. Leah just took out her copy of the keys, which I was not aware about at all, and opened the door. My boyfriend had apparently taken a huge afternoon nap after putting his phone on silent. This hasn't been the first time that Leah has had access to something that I didn't know about. It's only been about a month, but already, with the months that we spent doing stuff for Leah while she was not here, Leah is always there whenever we are together. At this rate, I have stopped liking my boyfriend, even though I love him. I felt glad that we didn't move in together, and my sister is begging me to let him go. He and Leah, whenever they only talk about stuff that they did while in college and after, and I'm included in none of those conversations. He hardly even asks me if I want some coffee, and he never keeps any. But his kitchen has 2 types of tea bags that Leah likes. I feel like a kid who gets upset about the small things. I have told him how this makes me feel, and he looks shocked every single time. He tells me that I'm thinking too much into it, and him being codependent on Leah comes very naturally to him. But he has already told me how much he loves me. He keeps on assuring me that I'm the only one for him, but I feel drained every time I see him and Leah together, and I feel like I'll never fit in. Am I the jerk for wanting to break up? My boyfriend says that he loves me, but I feel like I'm intruding all the time and feel like a third wheel in my own relationship. All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I think breaking up with him is the right course of action. It's easy to tell someone you love them, but actions speak louder than words, and his actions have repeatedly shown that he has basically no care for you. He doesn't bother to talk about things that you could contribute to in conversations. He gives Leah keys to his place without even like any acknowledgement. Like this whole situation, like I can understand neither of them having keys, but to give Leah a key and not OP, that seems kind of sus right there.
So I think this goes worse than that, all right? And the reason why is this. Not only did OP used to have a key, he's explicitly changed the locks and now ensures that Leah only has a key.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part of it.
So to me, this relationship is over.
Mm-hmm.
If they aren't cheating, they're going to be cheating soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like he is setting up the situation so that he and Leah can spend time together in his apartment by themselves without OP being able to intrude. That is how I'm reading the situation.
Yeah.
That sometime if he isn't cheating yet, I'm pretty sure he's planning it, right?
Yeah.
And while he's giving all these, don't worry, there's nothing going on here type of assurances to OP, you know what those assurances are in my book? Those are him making sure that he has a safety raft just in case when he finally springs this whole thing on Leah, that if Leah rejects him, then he has someone he can go back to. So if they aren't actively cheating, he's planning on it, I feel like, and he's just using OP as kind of like a raft, right? As a safety raft. So I mean, maybe this is cynical of me, but I just kind of feel that this is the way it is going.
And yeah, and well, and no matter what, it's very clear that he doesn't take OP's feelings into account whatsoever.
Yeah.
It sounds like she's repeatedly tried to communicate to him that, she wants to actually feel like an active part in this relationship. And he's just like, oh no, I love you. You're the only one for me. Show it. Prove that to me.
Yeah. And by him changing his locks like this, I just can't see how this shows love or trust or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that he distrusts OP because he trusted her enough
Mm-hmm.
to have a key before. And unless OP did something that they're not telling us about to like erode that trust, then this was just completely uncalled for,
Mm-hmm.
right? So again, this does not feel like a relationship at this point in time for OP. I just think that OP should listen to their sister and
Mm-hmm.
cut and run.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Contemplating Folly says, not the jerk. Her having a key to his apartment isn't a red flag. You not having one isn't a red flag, but together, her having one and you not having one at the same time is a huge red flag. And the coffee tea thing just really makes me mad. You deserve a boyfriend with a clue. Sorry this is happening, OP. All right, what do you think about the tea situation?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a little odd to only have his best friend's preferred thing and not something for his partner.
Yeah. Better Than Your Two says, he is making an effort for the woman that he wants to be with. This happened to me once. He swore that they were friends. He broke up with me and they got married. And Practical Toucan says, not the jerk, I wouldn't allow my best friend, whatever their gender, the freedoms in my place that Leah has in your boyfriend's place, because there's something called boundaries. I would definitely not keep their tea in stock instead of my boyfriend/girlfriends. It just shows that Leah is here to stay, while you may not be. They have been having an emotional affair for longer than you've been in the picture, and you're right, you are the third wheel in the relationships. Perhaps be glad that you only wasted a year of your life with him. I wonder if this is part of his plan, right? Is to continue to neglect and ignore OP so that OP eventually breaks it off with him, and then he can run crying to Leah for emotional support and get with her.
I mean, it could be. It could be.
Like I just can't figure out why he would do this to OP if this was his whole plan, right? Because he can just be like, I told her how much I loved her. I can't believe she just abandoned me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Cutting Off a Longtime Friend Because She Ate My Husband's Olives? Editor say, if you want to skip to the good stuff, go to the starred paragraph. We won't skip to the good stuff. Bear with me, this is a long read. My husband Mitchell, a 26-year-old male, and I, a 26-year-old female, have this group of friends that we hang out with. I knew them before I met my husband. It's a group of 6, excluding us, 5 males and 1 female. A few of them are siblings, but we're all close in age, 24 to 28. The members are Dalton, a 24-year-old male, Jack, a 24-year-old male, Lucas, a 27-year-old male, Cole, a 26-year-old male, Derek, a 28-year-old male, and Ari, a 26-year-old female. I first met Dalton and Jack 8 years ago or so when we worked together at a fast food place in the small town that we all lived. They invited me over to hang out one night, and the rest was history, and we all became best friends. When I started dating Mitchell, I introduced him to the group, and he fit right in. Throughout the years, we still hang out sometimes, and it was months in between, but we still kept in touch through texts. Anyways, a few months ago, Derek invited us for a D&D session, and we've been playing a few days a week ever since. Since Ari and I are the only 2 girls in the group, we like to hang out for a little while together after our D&D session is over and gossip. Ari is a Wiccan, and one night she offered to read my tarot cards. She started to give me a reading on my love life. At this point, I was already married to Mitchell. While she was reading, she started to choke up and get nervous. Ari kept saying the cards were showing her a sad ending and adultery, and kept saying, "Are you sure you want to keep going?" Anyways, by the end, she had fully convinced me that my husband was going to cheat on me and divorce me. I brushed it off because we've always been good. It'll be 7 years together, and he's amazing at communicating and sorting our issues out while being civil. Anyways, fast forward to 2 weeks later, and it was Jack's birthday. We go out bar hopping, and we're all about 3 or 4 drinks in, and a few shots deep. Mitchell finishes his drink, so I go to the bar and I order him and myself another. I notice while I'm up ordering, Ari is talking and laughing with Mitchell, which doesn't bother me because we've all been so close for so long. And I trust both of them. It's taking me a little while to get the drinks as the bar is packed. I just kept hearing Ari giggle, and I'm excited, like, let's get these drinks because I want to know what's going on. Finally, I get the drinks, and I got Mitchell a vodka and tonic with extra olives, his favorite. And when I get to them, silence. They stop giggling. No big deal. I gave Mitchell his drink and head to the bathroom because I had to pee. I come back and they're giggling again. Ari puts her hand on Mitchell's hand on the drink glass and uses her other hand to grab the stick full of olives out of Mitchell's drink, looks at him in the eyes and sucks them off. I felt my face burn red hot. I'm really comfortable in our relationship, so it usually takes a lot for me to get jealous, but the liquor made me feel some type of way. I told Mitchell that I wasn't feeling well and wanted to head out. So we went home and I brought up how her actions and him not stopping them made me uncomfortable. And he just brushed it off like it wasn't that big of a deal. The next day I vented to my sister, Jamie, about it, and she said that it seemed like the olive incident and the tarot card incident do not seem to be coincidental. Since she said that, I've been looking back on all the weird things that I've overlooked over the past years. Aries always sitting next to him in D&D, their characters always departing from the group and going off on side quests together, always going out to smoke when Mitchell does, etc. So here we are 6 months later, and I've completely stopped all communications to Ari and the other guys. A few of them have reached out asking to hang out, but I lied and said that we've just been super busy. Mitchell and I were planning a party, and he suggested that we invite Ari. It put me off. I asked why. He replied, well, she's your good friend. I told him that I haven't talked to her since the olive incident, and she hasn't tried to reach out either. He said that I'm being a jerk and looking too far into this. Now he's guilt-tripping me for cutting off contact. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I think OP is not directing enough of her frustration at the right person. She has a husband problem here. I mean, granted, it doesn't seem like Ari is good company, but her husband is choosing to engage in behavior with Ari that seems, from an outsider glance, to be questionable.
Yeah, suspect at best.
So she really needs to re-examine the relationship with her husband and really get to the bottom of what's going on. And if he cannot be open and honest with her, then maybe it's time to reevaluate this relationship.
Yeah, I have a couple theories here. One theory is that she did this on purpose. Ari did this to test their husband. And because she, is taking the tarot readings seriously and is trying to prove that he'll cheat, right? Or she's always had a crush on him and she's, made up this fake reading in order to soften the blow to OP if they cheat, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking more along the lines of the latter.
Yeah.
I think that she wants to get with OP's husband, and OP's husband seems amenable enough. Like the whole, their characters always going off on side quests together in D&D and everything. Like the olive incident is like concerning, but like there's so much more going on here with her behavior and his behavior. It has me going, this does not feel just like platonic things going on.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if she was just trying to soften the blow of them cheating, or going to use the excuse of that, it was in the stars or something like that.
Or even just introduce the idea into OP's mind, hoping that OP would just break up with him.
Oh, I mean, that's actually a really good idea. Like maybe create like discord and unrest in their relationship. So yeah, I mean, I think that this is certainly not a great thing. And the trouble I have with this particular story here is that I think there's like a stereotype about Wiccan people with affairs and stuff like that, or nefarious bad behavior. And I just kind of want to say that I don't think that this speaks to all people of a certain religion or not. I just think that this is a unfortunate situation where somebody has bad behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is not characteristic of people practicing witches of any persuasion to be manipulative and cruel like this. It's just bad people being bad people.
Yeah, because there can be bad people of any religion, and I think that it's really important to stress that. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to forgive my boyfriend after he used my emergency savings without asking? I'm a 20-year-old female and I have a small emergency fund that I've been saving for months. It's about $2,000 and I kept it in a separate account for, well, emergencies. My boyfriend, Jake, a 23-year-old male, has been struggling since he lost his job, and I've been helping him as much as I can with groceries, gas money, and stuff like that. Well, last week his car broke down and the repair bill was $1,500. He was super stressed, but I told him that I couldn't help and I suggest that he ask his family or work out a payment plan. I thought that was the end of it until I saw my savings account was missing $1,500. I found out that Jake had transferred the money to himself using my laptop while I was asleep. When I confronted him, he said that he did it because we're a team and I wasn't using the money anyways. He promised to pay me back once he got a job, but I told him that that wasn't the point because it was my money, and he had no right to take it without asking. He called me selfish and said that I wasn't supporting him when he needed the most. Now he's upset that I'm demanding my money back, and a few of our mutual friends are saying that I'm being too harsh. I don't think that I'm in the wrong here, but am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think?
Yeah, no, OP definitely not in the wrong, and I would take him to court and break up with him. What he did was theft.
Yeah.
This is not money he was supposed to have access to. He went into your computer, into your bank account, and transferred the money to his.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is a troubling beginning of a trend here, right? Because his needs and wants are always going to come ahead of yours. And he is just shown what your future is going to look like.
Yeah.
In the future, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
In the future, if he thinks that the money is worth spending on something, then he will take that money and spend it.
Right. He will literally steal money you have set aside for a rainy day because he's decided that he needs it.
And I mean, I understand that this is an emergency fund, right? And his situation is admittedly a bit of an emergency if they don't have any other form of transportation. But that, OP is probably setting this aside for a little bit more of an urgent situation, right? Because not having a car isn't always an emergency. It's, might be a situation where maybe it's an inconvenience, right?
Yeah, well, and also, why doesn't he, and I know not everyone has the money to save and create emergency funds, but why isn't he trying to build his own funds? Does he routinely go through money?
Yeah.
And it sounds like Opie says he could ask his family or friends. There are other people who he might be able to help get money from. Instead of, it sounds like Opie has already given him a lot of money and just couldn't shoulder the burden this one time.
Yeah.
And he's come to expect her money.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
And that's a real issue, I think.
Yeah. Well, and then on top of that, he doesn't actually have a job right now. So it's not like his job is hanging on his transportation or anything like that, right? He could still find a job and maybe use public transportation or any other things if public transportation is available in his area, or ask OP to give him a ride wherever he needs to go. So I don't think this is the emergency that he's trying to paint it as. And I just kind of feel like he is more liberal with OP's funds than he should be.
Well, and that's the thing, is at the end of the day, even if this was an emergency for him, it's still not on OP. It might make her a bad partner if it was a bigger emergency. I don't think this one situation does. I think this was fair. But, given the duration of the relationship and everything, and his role and everything, I don't think she was unfair in what she did.
Yeah.
But even if it was an emergency and she said no, that still does not entitle him to steal money out of her account.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
How do potatoes say goodbye?
Oh, I imagine you slice them and dice them and turn them into potato chips, and then they flake out.
Later, Tater.
Oh.
It's National Tater Tot Day today.
Ooh, find yourself a tater tot and eat it.
It's also Groundhog Day.
Yes, I suppose.
But do not eat your groundhogs.
Yes, don't eat your groundhogs. Do eat your tater tots. Don't eat tater tots that have been out for too long. And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Special Sunday, folks. I hope your Sunday is off to a special start. And you know what makes it special? You do, and Amber does too.
And Brian does too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on listening to your partner.
It's easy to say you care about your partner, but your deeds should show that as well as your words, such as things by listening to them and helping meet their needs.
Exactly. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!